Hello, Brother Sewing and Crafting family. How's it going? Are you digging out of the snow? That's the big question. Depending on what part of the country you're in, I took a photo of my house and sent it to my nephews, and they want to know if they can come and sled off of the roof into the snowbank. I'm not sure that's very wise, but it's definitely possible with all the snow we got. So welcome, say hi, say where you're from. We have a really fun show for you today. You remember Nephi? He was on here before. He makes the amazing dresses. Nephi's joining us with some fun tips for the ScanNCut. So, hey Nephi, how are you?
Good. How are you, Angela?
Oh, it's great to see you. And I know you are in New York, and I just want to know how much snow you have.
Oh my gosh. Well, luckily we only got a couple of inches, but it was -30, and every city around us got about 6, 7 feet. It's crazy. It's freezing.
6, 7 feet. We got a couple foot. And then I was at my mother's in Illinois, which it was 30 below. That is so cold. Okay, so I have a funny for you. I don't know how many of you have wind chimes. I love wind chimes. But when it's blowing 55 miles an hour out, wind chimes are not your friend.
Oh my gosh, I can only imagine.
I was debating, Neep. I was like 3 in the morning. They're right outside the window. I was debating, do I go out there in 30 below 50 mile an hour winds and rip those things off the tree, or do I just put earplugs in?
Oh my gosh. No, I probably would have picked the earplugs. I would not want to go out in that kind of weather.
I put 2 pillows over my ears. So how was your Christmas? Your house had to be very busy.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. It was, obviously we all had our last minute things that we needed to do, but it was so good. I got oysters for Christmas. My wife went all out. My present was outside of the door. She's like, "Your present's outside of the door." I'm like, "Okay," and it was a cooler full of fresh oysters. I'm like, "Okay, well that's super extra. I love it."
That's awesome. I'm coming to your house for Christmas.
I know, it's awesome. It was great.
So I gave everyone a little preview, and those of you that don't follow Nephi on Instagram, you definitely need to. Your reels and all the garments you make are amazing. So why don't you share with everyone what you're going to be showing today?
Thank you so much. Well, today so obviously I love making dresses. I love making gowns, and I wanted to make this little cute holiday cocktail dress. And I love how it's turning out so far. I haven't finished the seams on the sides yet because we're going to be embellishing it. So this is the back, and this is the front. And I kind of wanted to add a little bit extraness to it because extra is my middle name. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our ScanNCut, and we're actually gonna cut out a bunch of snowflakes, and like strategically place them onto the dress to make it look cute and holiday festive, like festive, holiday festive, if that's a word.
It is now.
It is now.
That's beautiful. What fabric is that red dress?
This is actually a stretch satin.
Oh,
So I did it on a bias cut. So we get that like nice, perfectly straight. Um, it doesn't wave as much, when you do the bias cut. It's tricky, but once you learn how to do bias cut, it's amazing.
I love the back. I love the back. So, snowflakes on the dress. This is going to be exciting. I can't wait to see the placement of that.
I know that part's gonna be like, okay, we're gonna have to like do some testing. We're gonna have to like place some here and there and pin it and see if we like it or not, and move them around. And that's one thing I love about it is we get to create a custom print on the fabric, and then you can kind of move it around depending on where you want it.
That is going to be gorgeous. All right. So what fabric are you going to use for those snowflakes?
There's snowflakes. So I actually have this. It's glitter. It's velvet, but it's glittery. It's like a glitter velvet. It does have a little bit of stretch to it, which is good for this kind of material. And I already put it on my mat, and we're gonna start, cutting the patterns. So let's go ahead and look for our patterns. And I love this because it already have so many like patterns attached to this machine. Let's go to the artsy ones. because it has so many like cool stuff. Like right here we already have like 3 different kinds of snowflakes, and now we just have to decide. I like this one right here. And one thing I love about this is you can actually cut more than one. So let's go ahead and hit that and hit OK. And it asks you how many snowflakes are we going to cut. So let's start with 3 just to test it out. And set. And I don't know if you can see, I'd love to show you close up what it looks like.
Sure. All right, you just holler when you bring that back closer.
Okay.
I can see all your comments. Everybody's writing how much snow they got and the weather. Santa had to have frozen on Christmas Eve. That's all I got.
Oh my gosh, I know, right?
Hey, did you put any backing on that fabric you have on there, or is it just the velvet?
It's actually just the velvet.
Awesome.
All right. Can you see the image?
Yeah, barely.
Yes.
Just barely.
Yes.
It's kind of a bright light.
Okay, let me see if I can move the light out of the way. That light is
Almost. Might be the ring light, maybe.
I think so. Here, should I turn it down for the close-up?
Yeah, just a little bit. I'll take you out just for a sec. Although everybody's so used to this during live shows, so I know the Dramamine is always a good kicker. So let's see if we can see now.
Yeah. Is that better?
Better. Yep.
Oh, yay. That's so much better. Okay.
So much. Yay. Okay.
All right. So we good to go?
We're good to go.
Awesome. One thing I love about this, you can actually move everything with your hand. So if your fabric doesn't cut the margin, you can kind of manipulate where you want them to be. And you can actually overlap them. So it's going to be great for adding frames to it or adding different border design. You can put the image right in the center of it, and it's very, very helpful. There you go. All right, now we're going to go ahead and hit OK. And I already know that this is going to be the placement I want, so I'm going to go ahead and start. We have to select what we wanted to do, which is cut. All right, it's processing and start. And tells us it's going to be done in 2 minutes.
All right. That is going to be gorgeous, by the way. So, I think somebody else asking if you use backing. No, he's not using a backing.
I'm not using a backing on this. I wanted to maintain the stretchiness. That's why I'm not using a backing on it, because the material, the dress itself has a little bit of a stretch to it. Oh,
I think this is going to be good. Amazing. You always think of the ScanNCut for paper crafts, and I think some people forget that you can use it for fabric to make really cool embellishments. And I love it that the snowflake is built in, so anybody could follow along with this.
All right. So one thing I actually love about this machine as well. So we got one out. I want to test it out first. One thing I love about this machine is, look at that. It's so perfect. Oh. It's so cute.
Wow.
I know. And I love this because it doesn't fray. This material don't fray. So you don't have to serge the edges of these tiny little snowflake. Let's go ahead and head back to our machine. Our dress. So one thing I love about this is you can actually create your own sequence with this, because you can cut the plasticky kind of material, and then you can actually create your own little shape sequence and get the little circle and then cut a little hole for where you sew it, and you can make as much of them as possible. And that's one thing I've noticed before. It's there's a specific dress that I wanted, and I wanted a very specific sequence for it, and I can't find it. And this does it. Okay, so I'm gonna go like super cliche and place it right here in the middle. Just go ahead and like look how cute that is. I'm gonna have to bring you guys in a little bit closer.
That is adorable. Oh my goodness.
Isn't that so cute?
That is beautiful.
Thank you. So you can add the backing if you want, like the iron-on adhesive. If you want, you can just press this on, and that will make it so much easier. But if you have a very delicate material, I like hand sewing. It's very therapeutic for me. Um, so I'm gonna hand sew all of these because I don't know. I think it's gonna, I think. Well, I'm actually making this for my daughter, and I love to hand sew all of her dresses because I don't know. It's just my way of like showing that like, oh, I love you, and I'm hand sewing this for you. That's just like me.
That's awesome. Absolutely gorgeous. So when you hand sew that on, in case any of you have not used anything with the ScanNCut before, someone was asking, could you use a fabric mat? Of course, yes, you could. But if you have a backing on the back, then you cannot. So that's like a big no-no. That's
Exactly.
cut so beautifully. I mean, detailed. You saw how thin the fabric was. It's gorgeous.
Yes, and yeah, surprisingly, especially for like a very thin fabric, I'm gonna bring you guys a little bit closer.
Oh yeah, just beautiful. Just beautiful. And that's just velvet with a little bit of bling.
Yes, it's literally a velvet with glitter on it, and it's very
Wow.
festive. It's perfect.
It is festive.
I love it, and I just like to hand sew it from. I obviously start from the inside of the snowflake when I first put in my needle, so you're not not visible. There you go. And what you can do is you can actually like spot sew them first on like the points. That way, it's there, or you can just use the pin and then just like delicately like sew them around. There you go. I know we probably need more pins, but yeah. And then and the good thing is like you can make it like not just with dresses. You can decorate your stockings. If you have a very generic like holiday stockings, you can definitely like cut out different um, shapes to it. You can customize it. You can cut out instead of like embroidering names, which you can, and it's really cute. It's really hard to embroider on an existing stocking, and I find that this is the best way to add names to them without having to like take it apart and embroider it, or even initials.
Yeah.
So and I've made like 3D appliques with this machine. I created a gown from inspired by Encanto, and I added a bunch of gold 3D butterflies that stands on its own, and I had it all over the dress. So when the model moves, the butterfly kind of moves a little bit, which it's kind of cool. Um, and so like with this machine, the possibilities are endless. There's so many things you can do with it that you don't even know. You just think it's for paper, but you can use fabric. You can use I'm pretty sure there's a ton of different materials that you can use with this machine. I actually saw a big swatch of fabric and plastic and different things that you can do with this.
Yeah, there was even an episode somebody was cutting like a thin piece of like that. Well, cork is awesome on that. That would be cool.
Oh my gosh, right?
Yeah. So, by the way, someone wants to know: are you using red thread or white thread to sew that on?
So I'm using white thread. because
Okay.
most of the stitching is going to be on the snowflake, not on the red dress. So
Awesome.
my advice is if you're doing applique, match the color of the applique and not the dress.
That's a great, great tip. I totally agree. What ScanNCut is that, by the way?
Oh, this is the SDX 225F.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
They love this.
No,
Hey,
I love
Marion
it. And
wants
it's
to
so
know.
easy to it's so easy to use. Like it's very you know, it's very easy to
User friendly.
use. So yeah, like it's so precise where I cut it. It's pretty
Wow,
crazy. This is the close up of the fabric. You can see.
that fabric is gorgeous.
I know, and it's got a lot of stretch to it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and the another thing that you can do with this is, have you seen those dresses that have cutouts?
Absolutely.
Yeah, those are so like the sharp cutouts. They're so hard to do with scissors. It has to be super precise. And if you already have your pattern cut, all you have to do is do the cutout using this machine, and then you just back it with a mesh that blends in with your skin. It's
That
called a
would be
power
gorgeous.
mesh. Yeah, and then just sew that in together, or you can even adhere from the underneath, and then you'll have like a cute little cutouts on your dress without having to cut tiny little things with your scissors. I know.
They also, for those of you that don't know anything about ScanNCut, it also comes with it's an additional accessory, but there's a longer mat. And that longer mat, I've cut skirt, panels to a skirt. So, and then just piece it all together. So you can actually do larger projects, which is perfect for a garment.
I actually have the long mat in here. I'd love to show you the difference between the short and the long.
Sure. I agree, James. I love the snowflake too.
So we have this, which is I'm gonna move my ScanNCut side a little bit. So we have this is the one that I use, and this is the long one. Look at the difference.
Yeah, huge difference. You could do almost have your old daughter's dress on there.
I know. It's almost double. So it's a great mat to use.
Everybody's saying awesome. Yeah, I love the big long mat. The big long mat.
Yeah, it is so great with and you're right with skirt panels. Like before you sew them, and then you have to like add things to it. Yeah, no, I love this. And I was scanning a lace earlier, and it actually like could scan a lace, like an actual lace fabric, and it will also like cut it out. It's really fun. I was playing around with it the other day.
There are so many cool fabrics that it will cut. Someone was asking about some other. If you have a super lightweight fabric, how do you cut that? I would probably recommend using a rotary blade. That's like the bomb, when it, not literally, but it's the best because it cuts into little intricate places, especially on sheer fabrics and things like that, which I think some people don't think about. There you are. Hey, someone wants to know, Nephi, do you have Mickey on your shirt?
Yes.
Look at that. That's cool.
I know you can actually do this with this. It's really fun. This is a very, very thin, like really lightweight leather. It's
beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Super lightweight leather, and then you can adhere it into your sweater, shirt, and then I just have to you just have to zigzag the edges right there.
That's cool. Oh my gosh.
It's fun. I love it. This is one of my favorite sweaters.
I love it. So what's the long mat called? It's just a size. So the other one's 12 by 12, and the longer mat, is it 24 inches, I think?
12 by 24.
Yeah, 12 by 24. There you go, Lynn. That's all you have to look for.
This is so fun. I actually thought of ideas where maybe I can, since I have this snowflake on the top right here, I can do some cutouts on the hem of the skirt of snowflakes That'd be kind of fun.
Ooh,
Like maybe
that was.
little ones, just to like contrast it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's so many things that you can do with this. My
That would be
kids play with
beautiful.
this all the time. They like you can actually get like templates for like paper dolls and get like fun paper and then have like dresses cut out um and the actual like figure cut out, and they just draw on the faces and whatnot. So it's like perfect like crafty gift. You can like cut those out yourself, pack it up really cute, and then give it out as a present. It's super cute, and like have your kids involved, which I do all the time. It's funny. My two boys, my daughter, she likes to draw, and my two boys loves to sew. I just taught my 7-year-old and my 9-year-old how to use a sewing machine, and they made their own stocking. I wish I brought it with me, and they embroidered it with their names
Oh,
on it. It's so cute.
that is so awesome. I love seeing young kids start to sew because it's kind of like riding a bike. Once you know it, you never lose the skill. You can
Oh,
improve
what?
the skill, but it's after
Absolutely.
you have the basics down, you're good to go.
Absolutely. I was 11 years old when my grandmother taught me how to sew. It was one of those actually like old school brother sewing machine, the heavy metal ones.
Oh gosh, really?
Yeah, with the wood base. Because she went to
Oh yes.
fashion school like in the 40s, up to like the 60s. She's been sewing, and then and she always, and she's the only one that like sewed in the family, and nobody wanted to do it. So, but I was really interested. I was always like next to her sewing machine, watching her, waiting for scrap fabric to fall, and like hand sew with those things. And yeah, no, I started young. I started at 11. I'm so glad I did.
That's very cool. I would love to see all of you on Facebook and YouTube. Leave a comment. How old were you when you started sewing? And it
Yes.
doesn't have to like your first time. I thought I started when I was 6, but my mom corrected me and said I was 4. And I wanted this little headband thing. So it was kind of like a bandana. So of course I sat on her lap, but I do remember sewing when I was 6. I just remember little bits and pieces. I would sew and then go work on the rug kit and then sew and work on the rug kit. I was like,
Oh, I
little
love
crafty.
that. So, what was the first thing you did? A bandana?
The first thing I ever sewed was a bandana. And it was like, I have a picture of it, white with red polka dots of all things.
Oh, that's so cute. I started with a pillowcase,
Nice.
and then I
That's a
went straight to pajama bottoms.
That's awesome. I don't think I remember making a stuffed animal when I was young. I don't still have that. And then the first outfit I made, I think I was about 10, and it was a skirt and a vest. And Nephi was the biggest tomboy. So for me to have a skirt and a vest, it was like made a skirt.
That's so funny. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh, I love that. I actually made dolls as well. I actually made like sock like dolls,
Yeah.
and then
Mhm.
I made dresses for them and stuff. And I always had to hide it because I was like, oh no, everybody's gonna make fun of me because I played with dolls. And but I loved it. I always made dresses for them. And it's funny. My sister actually like bought me like fabrics and like scrap fabrics and like threads and scissors, and she would like, here, just create something, just do something fun. And so I'd always be in my room like hand sewing when I was a kid.
That's awesome. That's amazing. And the best part is the dolls didn't require a lot of fabric. So you could have probably gotten some pretty good scraps from your grandma.
Oh my gosh, yeah, she made wedding dresses and pageant gowns. So I got sparkly ones all the time.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
I know. Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. So yeah,
I'm still loving that snowflake. I am actually got my ScanNCut right over here, and I have some sparkly knit that I used for my Christmas stocking that I made on the live show about a couple weeks ago. I think I'm going to have to make a little top for New Year's. That wouldn't take very long. And a top similar to that, you could actually put on that longer mat and be good to go. You just
yes,
added more work to my schedule today.
my wife just sent me a New Year's Eve dress request. So I know. She's like, this is what I want for New Year's Eve. I'm like, okay. And she's like, I can't find it anywhere, so you're gonna have to make it. I'm like, sounds great. I love making it anyway. But she wants a silver gown. I mean, not a
Ooh.
gown, like a cocktail dress, like a silver cocktail dress. And I was thinking about like maybe like a very metallic silver fabric with silver applique, So it's like you don't see
Oh,
the applique right away, but it adds a little bit of texture to it.
that would be gorgeous.
Right. And I was thinking like maybe like a drop waist style and like kind of flares out with like a couple of ruffled skirt, but not too long, maybe like mid thigh.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be
That's
fun.
gonna. You have 3 days. 2, 3. Yeah.
Is it
you
3
could do
days
that.
really?
4.
4 days. Okay. I can do that tomorrow and then get it all done. Well, once I sew, I need to like keep going because
Mm-hmm.
I won't be able to. I'm one of those like if I stop, I won't look at it for a while. I have to keep sewing. What about you guys? Do you guys like take breaks, or do you like just go and like get it all done all at once?
I sew all at once. Like I sit down and I'm like a production machine. Like I go from one to the other to the other. But where my thing is it takes me, once I have a concept, it takes me a while to put it through my head
Yeah.
and finalize like how it's going to go put together, what fabrics and all that. Once I have that process done, then it's a breeze. But the thinking is the hardest, I think, the longest for me.
The thinking. Yeah. So do you just have like a sketch pad with your notebook? You just every time like an idea comes to you, just like kind of write it down and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Although I'm not a very good sketcher. Clovis says your wife's going to be the most beautiful. She is the most beautiful anyways. And then you add a fabulous dress to it.
It's going to be the best dress at the party. Woo-hoo. It's going to be a home party with just a bunch of little kids. It's too cold to go out anywhere, but it makes cute photos.
It definitely does. Everybody's saying awesome. Oh, Peg says sounds like a little longer flapper, like a flapper dress.
Yes, very much so. She said she wanted to be able to like dance in it. I'm like, okay. And she sent me a bunch of inspiration photos, and a lot of them were like from Downton Abbey. So
oh gosh, yes. Love their costumes on that show.
I know. Oh my gosh.
So elegant.
Very elegant, but I'm gonna make it a little bit like, fun and a little bit more our time.
Nice. I'm
so excited. Do you have a dress picked out for New Year's?
So I do not.
Time to sew.
So now that you just said that, no, actually I do not. And actually, I don't think I've stayed up until midnight for so long. Nephi, I have to watch the ball drop in Australia and then I'm good.
That's actually a great idea because we always watch the ball drop like a it's basically like not real, like the fake ones for our kids because they can't stay up that long. And and so we have to, but I didn't realize you can actually watch it from a different part of the world, which it makes sense now. So that's good to know. We're gonna watch it from Australia.
That's a very good idea. Then it's finished by like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I can't remember exactly. I just know I can stay up that long and then I crash. I love my mornings. So it's kind of like, good night, happy new year. Every once in a while I'll wake up, but oh gosh. Oh, Amanda, I got you sewing. That's awesome.
Yay.
We did a lot of fun. I know we did so many fun things during well, if you have to be positive during lockdown, at least we could sew, right? And that's over.
I started doing like, I started doing COVID. I started teaching like people how to sew on live, and it was so much fun. And a lot of people I guess a lot of people bought a ton of sewing machines during that time.
They did. You couldn't even buy a sewing machine. Everybody was sewing. At
and
least
fabrics.
That's something. Yes. So fun. Oh gosh. Hey, Karina. Oh my gosh. You have to see this. Nephi. Oh, I can't. It has brands on it. Karina sent this huge package of chocolates. Hold on. Let me go get it. I can't show all of them, but.
Oh my God, you got me a chocolate.
Karina, I just got back, and Wynn is going to be so excited. This has been back, but I can't, it has brands, but it's a whole thing of chocolate. Except I can't read any of it because it's in your language. So I have to, so she gave me this note that describes what each one is. So this is going to be very exciting. So Nephi, if you were closer, I would send you a piece of chocolate. It's going to be very cool.
I think that's what I've been eating the last couple of days. I got nothing but chocolate in my stocking. It was filled with chocolate, and last night I had my stocking like underneath my pillow because my kids would take my candy. And so I was just like, oh wait, there's something crinkling under my pillow. So I was like eating chocolate. It was so hilarious. Oh
so
my God.
I'm not a very good cook, but I actually did a great job this year. I made a prime rib, it was delicious. I actually baked a lot of cookies I have a lot of cookies because I accidentally put some almond, not accidentally, but it called for almond in it. And somebody in our family is allergic to nuts.
Oh,
and I didn't know
no.
if almond would qualify. So I have a whole batch of cookies with some almond and then a whole batch of cookies without almond. We decorated, we made just a huge mess. So much fun.
Oh my gosh, that is so much fun. Is that like a tradition that you guys do?
Cookies. But this year, because of the storm, I left early to go to my mother's. And so I made all the cookies and messed up her house and not my own, which was fine.
Oh, awesome. We made monkey bread.
And my nephews came over. We made a huge mess. It was so much fun.
Oh, I love that so much. We made like 2 batches of monkey bread. Have you had them?
No way. I made monkey bread too. In fact, I just called my mother this morning. I've got this much left, and I told her if she ever makes monkey bread again while I'm there, she's not my friend. I ate the entire.
Oh my gosh, no! It was so good. It's like our tradition.
Oh.
So we make rainbow jello on Christmas. That's like my wife's tradition. She basically start like in the morning. She have to layer and layer. I think 25 layers of jello. And then monkey bread is what we eat. So we don't do like Christmas Day dinner. We do like Christmas Eve dinner.
That's what we do.
Yeah. And then Christmas Day, we just basically like take naps and kids play with toys and stuff, you know.
That's perfect. Okay, so do any of you know what monkey bread is? I almost mentioned it with the cookies, but I thought you're never going to know what monkey bread is. You do.
No, not a lot of people. Yeah, that's awesome. Not a lot of people are like, monkey what? Like, it's so good.
Let's just say I don't really like sweets, but monkey bread is, oh my gosh, it is so good.
It is so good. Like, and then the if you cook it right, the you know, like the longer it's been sitting, the more caramelly it gets.
Okay, so here's the big question: do you put nuts on your monkey bread or no?
No. Do you guys put nuts in it?
Well, I love walnuts. I'll put walnuts in the pan first and then put the monkey bread in. But because somebody in our family can't eat nuts, we didn't do the nuts. But if I made it at my house, it would have walnuts all over it.
Oh, yeah. Huh, I've never tried it. That actually sounds really good.
Everybody's saying yes. They know it. They love it.
That's awesome.
Nuts for sure, Zena.
That's so awesome.
So by the way, for that snowflake, you could even add like some hand beading on that too, since you're adding beads. You could really extra sequins, anything like that. That's a really great idea.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you that don't make dresses, this would be fantastic on a gift bag or something.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Especially because you're hand sewing it already. You know, like just go ahead and scoop in a couple of beads and then hand sew, and a couple of
Mm-hmm.
beads and hand sew. It just makes it so much more fun. And I don't know, I love like taking my time, like doing all this fun hand sewing and stuff. I'll show you what it's looking like so far. So this
All
is
right.
where I'm at.
Wow.
It's gonna have to see, but I've got this part right here, this part right here, hand sewed, and I'm just working it down this way.
That's going to be so pretty.
Oh, it's gonna be so pretty once it's done. And I'm probably gonna spend the rest of the day, you know, doing several of these throughout the dress.
So, are we going to be able to see? Are you going to add this to your Instagram so we can kind of watch what's going on?
Yes, I am going to add this on my Instagram.
Wonderful.
Probably gonna add it either later today or tomorrow. So you guys will have to like follow and check up on my IG.
All right, so I put down below, you can see the Brother Sews website. Don't forget, by the way, Brother has a blog for sewing and crafting, which has a ton of projects. Don't forget about your Art Spirit app. By the way, when your kids signed their stocking, did they, for embroidery, did you use the Art Spirit app where they could just sign and send?
So not yet. I'm still setting that up. I'm actually I'm waiting for I'm ordering a couple of like new machines and a tablet as well, because that's one thing I don't have at home. Surprisingly, is a tablet. I'm like, I need a tablet because that way they can, they
Yeah.
just use the the letters that's already in the embroidery
Oh, nice.
machine. Yeah, it was nice,
That's
but
awesome.
I can't wait for that because I can actually like put my signature in all of my dresses, and just
Yeah.
actually like my signature, and then have it embroidered, and then put a label underneath. I think that's really special. Makes it really special.
It's very cool. For those of you that maybe got a new machine from Santa that has Wi-Fi, don't forget about the Art Spirit app, because there's also some great tutorials on there. There was a tutorial on how adding signatures to a tree skirt. I actually did that. Now I have to add an extra name for little Jackson that was born. So
Well,
my
that's
skirt's going to be bigger for next year.
that's so special. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, everybody signed their name and then just embroider. So it's like every single family. So it's all, I left it at my mom's house because she loved it. So I said, okay, you can have it for now and then give it back to me when you take your tree down, and I'll add Jackson for next year and anybody else's names that I have to add for next year.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much, because I mean, you can do that with anything, like not just Christmas, but like Valentine's Day. You can like you can literally write a little love note and then have it embroidered and put it and turn it into a pillow. I think that'd be so cute.
Yes, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Everybody's saying, yay. Oh, yeah, thanks. Little Jackson. Love new babies. Love new babies. All right, everybody's Diana must have popped in a little bit late. The dress is for,
It's actually for my daughter,
there you go.
my teenage daughter.
That's awesome. Well, we can't wait to see it. Now, I also put, by the way, if you look, there is Nephi's website, designerdaddystudio.com.
And then in my website, on the very bottom of it, you'll see all of my socials in there. So in my Instagram, you will see this dress very, very soon.
I can't wait. I can't wait. So, Nephi, this is very inspiring. I'm very excited to see the final results and for your New Year's picture. So you gave me an idea, though. Even though I don't stay up for midnight, I think I'm still going to work on a cute top, because I'll probably wear jeans or leggings.
I love
cute
that.
top. Yeah, and that's a great idea. I'll get on it. I'll get on it today.
Ooh, and text me photos once you decide, because I can't wait to see it.
That sounds amazing. And I can't wait to see your wife's dress.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Oh, well, thanks for coming on today. This has been a lot of fun. Everybody's saying thank you, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. You guys are awesome. I can't wait to show you guys this once it's done.
This is amazing. So this is officially our last show of 2022. I can't believe it. Woo!
That's crazy. Already? That's crazy.
I know. I know. So everyone, I wish you all a very happy and safe New Year's. For those of you that are snowed in, we're just getting snowed out, thankfully.
Yes. So be safe out there. have a great, great New Year.
I think it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see what you made, Nephi, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next year.
Yes. All right. We'll see you next year.